All right, so Meursault. We've had 3 wines from Meursault. If you'll notice, there are no wines from Napa Valley on the table today. Sorry, it's cheap and low. But what I really want to do is I want you to take the rouleau that you had before with me and smell that, and then smell the Coche. Just go back and forth between the two, please. So, different villages, right? No big deal. I'm sorry, 3 Burgundies, not 3 Meursault. But within stone's throw of each other, and really what for me is the essence here is that where the rouleau is really pure mineral, the Coche it has the mineral, but it's also really about the man. You know, I feel like this is where rouleau gets out of the way. Coche in his own way kind of gets in the way, but for all of our benefit, really, I think. I think that's possible. Yeah, I think so. I mean, for me, this is just almost an opposite way of thinking about winemaking. But he's making Chardonnay crack, man. You know.
It's crack for collectors.
It is
crack for collectors.
It is crack for collectors, and you know it's guys like this that allow so much bad white Burgundy to exist, because everyone's like reaching for that Coche moment. And actually, I think like if you took a general survey, 90% of white Burgundy is not very good, right? And only the top, whatever, small percentage. Jim, do you think that's fair?
It's not fair, but it's in a large sense accurate.
Right.
With negotiants and with some of the difficulties going on. But the tip of the iceberg is what you're talking about here.
Exactly.
You're talking about a man who's branded his style
Yep.
to his name,
Yep.
which is very rare. And then if you talk to him about it, he'll deny the whole thing.
We will deny the whole thing.
No, dude, this special reduction that you have, this minerality and slatey aspect, compounded by your own style,
Yep.
is the most significant thing going on in white Burgundy. And he will say, oh, no. My wines are not reduced. No. But open the dictionary. You look up copy machines, Xerox is right there. You look up reduction, Coche-Dury is right there. He totally denies it. And you're talking right here, in fact, with Rouleau, and I was really excited about it being a Chevy. But this is the highest aspect of personal branding in a wine style, even dominating terroir, which is very, very significant.
Yep, I totally agree. And he does this all in a real,
all the
true,
Coche wines share.
zip-up, green farmer French national suit. He's an amazing guy. But what do you guys think of this wine? I love this wine, but you know,
Good stuff.
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be more reverent than that.
No, you know, don't be irreverent. It's fine. You should hate it because that means there's more for me.
I told Richard earlier that we should no longer show Coche-Dury at these seminars because there's so little to go around. And now we have some new winophiles that are going to go out and search for these wines and drive the prices even higher.
I said I'm not coming back to Hawaii if he does that. This is the only chance I get to drink it. That's not true. But I actually want to ask Greg. Greg, you still there?
There's a question.
Yeah. Well, I want to. This is my panel right now.
You go.
We'll come back to the question. I want to come back to what is the color of white here. I mean, to me, this is so different than when we were chatting before about Blanchot, and it's such a different, manipulated thing.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I think with Blanchot, there was a heightened sense of transparency, and I think here there's a higher tone derived from something else that is not quite as sincere as I found the Revenant. And I find it compelling, but it's a little bit less vulnerable than Saint Blanchot. But it's also very succinct, and it's very, like Jim said, it's very akin to the producer. And you know, and again, and Steve's point too. Coche-Dury, yeah. And to Steve's point too, I think there's, with regards to reduction, I think there's, you know, big double standards because it's revered if you're on that side of the pond and you're slave if you're on our side, and it's challenging. You know, I remember having Hildegard from Jimmy 15 years ago, and it was a quality in wine that I really, it spoke to me, and the two of us had this kind of eye-to-eye moment. But it's rare to see, and having tiptoed into that world recently with bigger production things, you know, I'm a crucifix, so it's a challenge. But in this regard, and tiny producer and revered and hallowed, great. But again, like to Steve's point, there is a double standard, I think, globally.
I agree with you, and the whole sincerity quote. That's going to get tweeted too. That's pretty cool. Thank you. That's you. Thank you for the Was there a question before I ran?
Yeah, there's one back there.
So we got a lot of great wine minds in here. I was just wondering where you think Francois Jobard would show among these guys.
Great.
Ask me in 10 years. Because that's how long they take.
That's the answer. That's the answer.
10 years later,
Yeah,
we're talking about
exactly.
it.
Yeah, that's the answer.
No, but you know, Francois was
Top
my
business.
first mentor
Be like,
in Burgundy.
So it's a good thing he's not New World, right?
Well, he is so reductive. He makes the Coche-Dury reductivity seem completely minimal. But I went there, 1/3 new oak, 18 months in barrel, picking at a certain level of ripeness. I came home, and the man that I made my whole career based on in white wine early on was Francois Jobard. And his son Antoine's doing a great job right now, but it's very specific. And like Coche-Dury, if you know the wines, when you get a wine blind, it's very reductive, then you go, oh, Jobard. And much earthier and dirtier reductivity than Coche. Coche got the, he got the $100 a bottle pump for reductivity, and Jobard's ceiling was lowered by his reductivity, but I love him. Great wines, one of the great winemakers. The most neurotic winemaker in Burgundy, no question. Neurotic, man. This guy is
I love Jobard wines because they're thrillingly, uniquely impenetrable, you know? And we used to have a lot of them at Trotters. Several different, you know, single vineyard wines or, you know, 1er Cru. And they each expressed their impenetrability differently. And that was really cool.
totally.
You know? And they're really fun to work with, although they were not hedonic pleasures, you know?